Okay. Die letzten Jahre seien aber die Fuhren geworden als Sach größer und geschwollener. Also, als man hat gemusst zunehmen dem alten Sosnoven teuer und machen an neuem, a hecheren und a breiteren. So in the last few years, the wagons were made, they made the wagons wider, bigger, and geschwollener. And I think that means literally swollen, but they were wider, so that they had to remove the old pine gate and make a new, a taller and a broader gate. Sind damals hat Bora a neuem dimbenem teuer. And from that time onwards, Bora had a new oak gate. Bald noch die Yomim Toivim, wenn es wird kilblich, javet sich von ergetschov a Deutsch, ergetschwu a Deutsch, der noch a zweiter Deutsch. So immediately after the Yomim Tovim, the festivals, when it became a little chilly, there showed up from somewhere or other unexpectedly a German and afterwards a second German. Beide trugen grüne und weiche Kapeluschen auf a gegolten fette Cap, auf die gegolte fette Cap. Both of them wore green soft hats or caps on their shaven fat heads. In ein Kapeluschel seien a viele verdruckt etliche bräune hinnische Federlach, ein Emetzer Purim-Spieler. In both of them, in one of their hats, they even was put in a few brown chicken feathers. It looked really like a Purim spiel. Beide klappen sie breitlich on in dem Tirol von Dembenem teuer und Boris Bonim führen sie rein in Häuf mit Großkovet. Both of them knocked loudly on the door, the oak door of the gate, and Boris' sons led them into the yard with great respect. Anstatt Gut Morgen singen die Deutschen euch Moin. So instead of saying good morning, the Germans sang out Moin. I think this is perhaps something in German. Ich kenne kein Deutsch. Ja. Und weggehendig seien sie euch singen sie euch wiederscheuen. And when they left, they sang out something like auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
sie reden bichlal episch am modernem Loschen, mit langen Passagen, mit weichen Lameden und mit zerkrochene Gessen. So they spoke a strange language with long sounds, a passach sound, soft L sounds, and weak chet sounds. Men wollte gekannt schweren, als sie krimmen über jeden. One could imagine, one could swear that they were imitating the Yidden.
That's
A Reus von Zavulek auf der Schulgasse und rumgeguckt sich, hat Meuscheken genommen ziehen zum dämpfenden Teuer, was erkegen. So outside, coming out of the Zavulek onto the Schulgasse, looking around, Meuscheke was drawn to this oak gate, which was opposite. Das Chayes is im Poshet ausgegangen zu chappen nach Kuk, was es tut sich dorten in Boris Häuf. He was really simply dying to grab a look at what was going on there in Boris' yard. Das ist aber geworden möglich erst Asienzeit, wenn der Verkehr in Boris Häuf ist groß und der teuer oder die seitige Tiere stehen öfter offen. But it was only possible in the autumn time when the traffic to Boris' yard was larger, and the gate or a side door was open more often. Damals ist Meuscheken Tage gelungen, reinzugucken hin, mit blauer Jedne Egelach. And at that time, Meuscheke was actually able to peep into the yard with his keen blue eyes. Dem ersten Mal kurz und flink wie ein Meisel, a zweiten Mal länger und a dritten Mal ist schön geblieben stehen und mehr nicht geschrocken sich. The first time it was a very quick look, as quick as a mouse. The second time a little longer, and the third time he already remained standing and was not afraid anymore. Okay?
okay. You don't want to continue?
I'm happy to continue, but I want to, if somebody else wants to continue, it's fine.
Okay, so you'll read later again.
Okay.
Okay, Nechama?
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
very tough section.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was relying on Yankov to read it and
No,
translate.
let Yankov continue with this section because it's a very tough section and it's important to get, it's nice to get the feel for what's going on. So, please.
Yankov, os nicht
All right.
in Brere.
And no, and also then you won't read again and you may have to leave. The electricity may drop off.
That's right, absolutely.
Okay,
Okay,
danke.
Okay. Hat in der Tief von Häuf der Seen a größten offenen Speichler. So in the depth of the yard, he saw a large open shed or a granary.
Well, like a
und
warehouse, isn't it?
or a warehouse, yeah.
Yeah.
Und der Speichler, als wie ein halber Häuf, ist gewinn verfletzt mit gröier Chwaljes von Paklie und mit goldiger und blasselige Kuppes von Flachs. Etwas wie eine Sach zerrissene Matratzen wollten sich ausgeschotten in dem übergefüllten Speichler und herabgefletzt Bargarop in breiten Häufereien. All right, I think let me stop over there because it's a very long
Please.
sentence. In the this shed or warehouse, it was almost like taking up almost half of the yard. It was flooded with gray waves of hemp and with golden pale heaps of flax, almost like as if someone had torn open mattresses and had spread them out there and overfilled the warehouse and piled up in huge heaps into this broad yard. A certain a gewisser von Paklias. So this heaps of hemp, which had been torn out of the warehouse, and
Aren't you going to read it in Yiddish first?
Sorry. Ja, a gewisser von Paklia hat sich herausgerissen von Speichler und vergliedert geworden in Fleizen. So this a certain amount of hemp had, as if it had been torn out of the warehouse and was hardened, had been hardened in Fleizen in a flood.
Mhm.
Und in rechten Mitten verglieferten Ausguss steht etwas am moderne Maschine und presst die Hurbes, Paklia und Flachs und presst sie. And right in the middle of this hardened outpouring, there stood a strange machine which pressed the I can't see what I've written here. The heaps of hemp.
Hemp.
Yeah, the heaps of hemp and flax, and compressed them.
Mhm.
Sie schlingt ein die horige, aufgebräuste, leichte Berglich und warf daraus schwere, vierkantige Päcklich. So it swallows, the machine swallows in these hairy, puffed out, light heaps and throws out heavy square packages.
Mhm.
Das ist ein min größer, lange Kasten auf massive Räder mit einem ausgestellter oberster Deck. So it's a sort of long, large, long box on huge wheels
Mhm.
with an extended top roof. Zu der Frontwand von Kasten ist zugeschmiert ein breiter und ein zehnerdicker Print Eisen mit einem großen hilsenem Hebel. So at the front, on the front wall of the box, there was welded a broad teeth-like
Toothy. Mhm.
toothy pole of iron with a large wooden cap. In Kasten Guffer, Biskel Gartel und Weicher Paklia tanzen bereits zwei der wachsende Bonim, einer schwarze von den anderen,
Mhm.
mit Punkt als solche große Augen wie beim Taten. So, in the box itself, and until the garter, this belt of soft hemp, the two sons of Bora were dancing. The two adult sons of Bora were dancing, one darker than the other, with exactly the same large eyes as their father. Beide seien sie unrecklich, zerhitzte und verschwitzte. Both of them were without jackets, and they were hot and sweaty. Nur tanzen tun sie auf was die Welt steht. And they were dancing for all they were worth. Sie drehen sich in Kasten und Katowissen und sehen euch von der Weitens wie zwei große Lialkes von einer riesigen kindischen Tschatske auf ein Gerät. So they were twisting themselves in the box and joking, and they looked from the distance like two large dolls from in a giant childish toy at a fair, welche hetzken sich, wenn man dreht das Händel. So they, as these large, huge dolls danced, they bounced when you turned the handle. Bora, der Tateseherer, steht dabei mit a zerfallter Board. Zerpattelte Board. Und warft sie alleweile zu größer Häufens Patlia in Kasten rein. So Bora, their father, was standing nearby with a disheveled beard, and every now and then he threw a large heap of hemp into the box. Warft und die Bonim bearbeiten das mit die Fies. He threw the hemp and the sons were stamping on it with their feet. Wie nur Gitter warf, wird das getanzt lebendiger. This, as he threw the hemp into the box, their dancing became more lively. Via flacker, wenn man warft ihm zu trockene Spinner, like a flame when you throw onto it dry shavings or tinder. Das Treterts wächst in der Tief von Maschinen, bis die Chwalies von die Bonim beweisen sich draußen. So the stamping became increased deep inside the machine until the waves
Sorry.
I don't think that's waves.
Joliaves, I looked up.
It's bootlegs.
It's like, it's the bootlegs, it's the upper
boot-
side of the
but-
boot.
yeah.
But I don't
okay.
understand that there are two things. First of all, okay, just finish and then we'll go back. Thank you.
Okay, so the bootlegs of the sons became visible outside, above the hemp. Nein, als freiliche Meloche von der Taten mit zwei Sinn hat noch Moscheke keinmal in Leben nicht gesehen. So such a happy kind of working together of a father with two sons, Moscheke had never before seen in his life. Alle drei machen sich narrisch wie kleine Engelach. Und das heißt, bei sie arbeiten. So all three of them machen sich narrisch. They acted in
It
a,
sounds foolish.
they fooled around, yeah, quite
Yeah.
right, like little boys. And this is called work.
Right.
Yeah,
can I-
Dave, you're getting
Bravo.
an A++.
Really, and a great gratitude. But I wanted
Yes.
to ask a question about this word tretech, this ending ayin that begins with ayin. You see it there, ayin,
Tretechs, yeah.
tretech. And the word tret means step. But
Yeah.
what does this suffix add to it? It's we've seen it a few times,
Yeah.
many times in the story.
Can
And
I
I think-
say?
Please, one time I think you talked about this.
Yeah,
Rachela.
I saw this is how Litvaks are
Yeah,
playing with words.
Uh-huh.
The trech, it's a little bit of a put down of the steps.
Yeah?
Yeah, they make it like instead of saying is there
Tret.
it's like yeah, it's a derogatory word a little bit.
Uh-huh.
It's-
Yeah, you mentioned that before, and I
Yeah.
wondered whether, that
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
right. So
uh-huh.
that's, okay.
Yeah,
So
unless
this-
somebody
this-
else
So
has something else to say.
Yeah, this ending, the echt, often has a negative connotation to it. So,
Yeah.
for example, speiert.
Yeah, yeah.
What you would spit out out of your mouth. So it's a negative thing.
Yeah,
This-
thank you. Yeah, okay. So it really confirms what I said too, right? It's like
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah,
they're
and it-
stamping on this until their bootlegs, they're stamping on it until it's so beaten down that their bootlegs appear. That before that, their bootlegs were hidden by these waves of hemp and flax that came in. But once
Right.
they've done their stamping, then their bootlegs appear. So it's been
Right.
pushed down. Yeah.
And it's been
Right.
compressed. The
Right.
hemp has been compressed.
Quite a scene. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Nechama, you want to read?
Yes. Oh, please. Can you hear me fine? Now I have this.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Von Stubtier in Häuf läuft plötzlich heraus a schön Mädel mit ein ungebissenem reuten Äppel in Hand und mit reuter kindischer Krellen auf den abgebrannten Hals. So this is what I said, the femme fatale, we have her here.
Yeah.
I haven't read enough to know, but it's the way she's introduced. From the door, from the house door in the yard, suddenly runs out a pretty girl with a half-eaten apple in her hand and with red childish beads on her brown neck. I mean, what a picture. What a picture of this child. She is in ganzen bräunlich. She is entirely brown. Und sie ist wie von guten Honig lecker gemacht. She is
Here you have it. Yeah.
Yeah, there we have it.
Yeah.
She is
She looks like a honey cake.
She does, and she is very tempting. She is completely brown and sweet, like from honey cake, like as though she was made from honey cake. Ihre Haar seien schwarz und dribne nekreilst. Her hair is brown and curly.
Black.
Black. Her hair is black. Of course, it had to be black and with curls. Und Eugen hat sie wie der Tate, wie der Brüder ihre. And she has eyes like the father and like her brothers, große und schwarze, mit bläue Weißlech und mit lange Wies. So she has eyes just like her brother and her father and her brothers, large and black, with blue, I don't know how to say the whites of the eyes. What is the word for the whites of the eyes? There must be some scientific word that I don't know. Blue whites, it's the white part, and with long lashes. Nur mach mit ihr Kleinkeit sehen sie euch 3-mal größer und lichtiger wie bei ihrer Neunte. But because of her smallness, they appear 3 times bigger and brighter than by her relatives. Das ungebissene Äpfel in Hand und die Krallen auf den Hals geben ihr zu a modner Chen. The half-bitten apple in her hand, Eve-like almost, and the curls on her throat give her a very strange grace and charm. Sie betonen die Reutkeit von ihrer Lippblech, die glanzige Schwarzkeit von ihrer Haar und Augen. They have to go back here. They contrast, I think, with the redness of her lips and the shininess, the shiny blackness of her hair and her eyes. Sie hebt ungleich herumzutanzen, der Pressmaschine. She immediately begins to dance around this machine, which Yankov so nicely described for us. Sie plottert sich dem Taten zwischen die Fies. She is like annoying the father. She tangles herself between the father's feet. Boha de große Eugen will warfen a Hurbe Paklier in Kastenerein. The father with the Bora with the big eyes wants to throw a heap of flax, the hemp into the crate. Steht ihm die Kleiner in Weg. She's standing in his way. She's bothering him. Zipke, Zipke, schreit auf ihr on. He cries to her, Zipke. He yells at her. Und die Brüder in Kasten, sie schreien sich euch, aber es sagt Bräugeser und Grober. And the brothers in the crate, where all of this is going on, the stamping, also scream, but it is a lot angrier and a lot coarser. Zipke, avec, Zipke, go away. Demont sich Moisheke, was hat gehört redendig in Zavalek, als es ist a Schwester von ein Taten, aber nicht von ein Mammen. So here, our little hero, our smart little hero Moisheke, remembers what he has heard spoken in Zavalek, that this is a sister from one father, that is the same father as the brothers, but with a different, but not from the same mother. A modne plotelnish azar, a strange tangle, just like the word, he used the tangle before, that she's tangling in his feet. Here, the same word is used to describe the tangle of the family.
Yeah.
Is ein Mishpacha und folgt a zerrissener. It is one family, but nevertheless a torn family. Im Moisheken is noch ärger. For him, he has an even worse situation. Nit kein Taten, nit kein Mamen hotel. He doesn't have a father, he doesn't have a mother, nor a Vetter und Mama, only an uncle and an aunt. Und weisen weist nit bis zu heintigen Tag, wie kommt zu sei. And until this day, he doesn't know how he came to them. Sittim der Fa azoi zu der Mädele. Because of this, he's very drawn to this little girl, was his halbfriend, ihre eigene Brüder. So he's drawn to this little girl who is half strange from her own brothers. Es chalisch sich im Spielen mit ihr. He's fainting with, he wants so much to play with her. Should I read a little bit more?
Yes.
Die lange abgeriebener Koleavis von der Bonim wachsen derweil im ganzen Arroz von der Trettkasten. The long, the bootlegs, maybe the rubbed off, the bootlegs of the brothers are growing all the time in the in this crate, in this stamping crate. So it shows that they're pressing things down more and more.
I think that what he's saying here is that the bootlegs are rising.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as they press,
As the bootlegs are getting,
the,
as the material flattens out, their bootlegs become more apparent.
as if they're rising, yeah.
Yeah. Upon him, the machine is showing full. Apparently, the machine is already full. Macht Bohrer, a Dechele über die große Augen und schreit Arauf zu die Sinn. So the father makes like a little roof, like a little, over his eyes. He puts his hand over his eyes, over his big eyes, and he shouts out to the sons, "Na, genug wird sein. Oh, stop! This is already enough." Kriegen de Bonem Arois und losen herab die eberste Deck und Caitlin sie zu. So the brothers crawl out. Oh, no. So the brothers crawl out of they let up the deck. The deck is the roof, and they start pulling it in. Is that what they do? Caitlin is to throw, and they throw
To
it.
chain.
To chain it in. Ah, yes,
Yeah.
Caitlin, like the golden Kate. They chain it in. Yes, thank you. Dennoch springen sie herab und heuben und ziehen der Hilzernem Heubel arauf und herab. So they spring out and they begin to pull the wooden cap arauf and herab, up and down. They pompenen azoi wie die Pojanikis oifasreifa. It's as though they're pumping it the way, I guess, the fireworkers, is that the word?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Fireworkers at a fire. Nor oifasreifa, was weniger Wasser, es bleibt in Fass, als leichter geht zu das Pumpenen und do verkehrt. But the difference is, I just want to see where I am. In a fire, the less water that remains in the what would you say, in the
Barrel.
in
The
the
barrel.
barrel, then lighter it goes the pumping, and here it's the opposite. Was weiter wird als schwerer. As it goes along, it becomes harder. Legt zu der Tate eure Hand und man pumpet auf trocken Salbe drit. So the father gives his hand also, because it's becoming harder to do. And they begin this pumping, and they do it, the three of them together. They do it together. Boris ze schäubetel mit Palkie Federmehl, ausgemischt bold, verschäppet sich on Heubel und fort mit ihm arauf und herab. So let's go back to that. Boris is the shoib is dusty with the hemp is covered, his beard is covered with hemp, and he also works with the cap and pumps it up and down. Und die Bonnen singen unter zum Takt, geben unter Cheshek einem den zweiten mit a grobelichen Liedel. This will be interesting.
Yeah, all right. How about Nechama? How about letting you rest a little and getting
No, just
Golda
read the four words, the four lines of the
Okay,
song.
go ahead.
Because I'm very intrigued by that. And the brothers sing to a certain beat, and they give each other strength and motivation, cheshek. They give one to the other with a very coarse song. Is das Beikel gegangen verloren? Ist nur von ihm geblieben der Horn. Itche, pitche, and then the Pohoi Odam,
Pere Odom.
Pere.
Oidem, Reib und guck nicht in Chaya Odem. Okay, so this is what I got of this song, and I'll appreciate additions.
Yeah,
The bull was lost, and just the horns remained. Ichka Pichka, that's like some rhyme there. Wild man, Reib und guck nicht in, don't look in the, and I don't know what Chaya Odem is.
Odom.
Okay,
yeah,
so now I
that
need
must
help.
be, that must be some book or some,
Yes.
yeah,
I've
now it's
Now
our
we turn to somebody who knows something.
yeah,
Okay, so the Pere Odom was a book that was written by Rabbi Avrom Danzig, who lived in between 1748 and 1820. And it deals with the laws in the Ora Chaim of the Shulchan Aruch. It deals with the laws of how to behave, and which is part of the Shulchan Aruch. And this Chaya Odom was intended, it was written for what they call cultured laymen, people who were learned, but they weren't Rabbonim. It was not written for rabbis, so it wasn't a very involved rabbinic book, but it was a much simpler book for more ordinary people.
thank you. And
Okay,
the
but
name of the
what is the
rabbi
whole-
is Danzig?
His name was Danzig, Rabbi Avrom Danzig.
Danzig, like the city Danzig.
Like the
Yeah,
city,
thank you.
yeah.
Right. But what is, okay, I that's a very, I like that background, but what is the meaning that the horns remained, that the, what is this song about? I don't understand it. That the bull has disappeared, just the horns have remained. Don't look, itcha pitcha, don't look in this book.
Yes,
What is this? Why is this so grub? Why is this? Where's the grub kite?
The Grobkeit is that don't look for answers in a book that deals with how to live your life properly.
Yeah,
I
I
see, I
think,
see.
And the
can I
next-
add? I
the
think
next
that,
verse-
Thank you.
yeah, Schnell wants to show that they don't respect the religion, they make fun of
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And later
Mhm.
on also, we'll see that
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't go to shul, they don't behave like Jews.
Uh-huh.
And they
Yeah,
don't
yeah. Thank you.
appreciate, they
Maybe
don't
like
appreciate
Jews of that
Yiddishkeit.
time,
Hmm.
like Jews of that time, you mean?
They
Yeah,
like Jews
well.
of the time, of course.
Yes.
Not,
Yeah,
Jews
yeah.
of our, yeah.
In the
Yeah,
in the next verse, we'll read
Yeah,
how that they speak disparagingly of the Rebbetzin.
of the Rebbetzin, yeah.
Yeah.
But so they're saying, don't look for anything in the norms of our religious, of our religion.
Yeah.
Don't look
Yeah.
for those norms, those rules.
Exactly, exactly. And that reminds me also that I remember from that I read like, I don't know, 3 years ago, they don't go to shul. You don't see them going on Friday night. All the Jews go to shul, but they don't.
Mhm.
We'll get there.
But if we look back just a little bit, excuse me, Marcia, we look back and we remember Java's son, and somehow just from even this beginning, although there's the same sort of the second generation coarseness that has set
Yes,
in.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Zavas-
But also with these two guys, I think also that they're not fully Jewish. I just feel it. we'll read more, so maybe you'll
Okay.
agree with me, and maybe
The-
not.
What were you gonna say, Yankiv?
There's also a connection between Zava's son and these Bora's sons, that they both wore high boots.
Mhm.
There's this Chevaliers. They
Yeah,
both wore
Chavaliers.
these
Yeah.
very high
Well, he was
boots.
a very fancy dresser. Remember, he was a
Yeah.
dandy. He had
He
the
was a
element of.
dandy, yeah.
He
Yeah,
was a-
but
he
yeah,
came
but
from
but
a.
maybe is it possible that the high boots is like a Goyish way, a Goyish style?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Well, remember the work they're doing. They can't do this in ballet slippers. So, there's that element also of the practicality. But
Right.
even in the way in which they yell at the sister, and they're immediately, what's pointed at is their grubkeit, their
Yeah.
the grubber mention. They're not refined. They're not refined. No, schreit, Kolomerst, Bora, de große Eugen auf Zion. So, no, screams, apparently, Kolomisht, Bora, with the big eyes, to them. Das heißt, lost Aya Skotzevate, and there it is again. Look at the ending.
Yeah.
Lost Aya Skottevate Gesaket, how would you say? Gesangets, auf ein anderes Mal. Leave your Goyish, your Gentile grubkeit singing for another time. Nor de Bonnen haben kein derech Eretz nit. The sons have no respect. Wie oft zu lehachis verdoppeln sie die Kochers beim Pompenen und dem groblichen Kohl beim Singen. So just to anger, they double the strength in the pumping that they're doing at this time, and the coarse voice by the song. Is die Rebbetzin gegangen zu Brunnen? The Rebbetzin went to the well. Und dem Beikles Horn gefunden, and she found the bull's horns there. Itcha pitcha pora oidem, was je guckst du in chaya oidem? Okay, so now I begin to understand that more. So itcha pitcha, wild man, why are you looking in this book which describes in more layman's terms the norms of Jewish religion? Why bother with that? It's great. They're wonderful.
Thank you. You want more? Nechama.
No, but I think that Rachel, you should read a little bit because we won't have enough time for a third reader here.
Okay. Moischken verglust sich herauszuplatzen mit a Gelächter. Moischke feels like bursting out into a laughter. Der Unterschied zwischen Boris versorgten Ponim und zwischen der freilichen Ausgelassenheit von seinen Bonim ist zu groß. The difference between the worried face of Bore and the happiness, the happy easygoingness, how should I say it in English? Lightheartedness of his sons is too great. No, do verhaftem dem Atem a zweiter Wunder, and now he's kind of stops breathing. He's surprised. There's another surprise, or another surprise. Sieht plötzlich, als die unterste Deck von Kasten, welche ist akkorst gestanden fest über die Räder, fort darauf. He sees all of a sudden that the lower roof of the box that was standing fast over the wheels is traveling. Der unterste Teil von der Maschine wird heul. Der zehnerdicker eiserner Fremd quietschet und die hölzerne Wand krächzen. The lower part of the machine becomes hollow. What is hollow?
Hollow.
Hollow, empty.
Okay. Der zehnerdicker eiserne Brand quietschet. The tizzy metal rod is screaming, and the wooden walls are sighing. What a description. Upon him, die zusammengepresste Paklie drückt Moiredig, will sich herausreißen wie stollene Sprugines. Apparently, the pressed hemp pushes terribly. It wants to come out like steel springs. Noch ein Regele und die hölzerne Wendlach wollen geben a Platz. In another minute, the wooden walls will explode. No, in der gefährlichsten Minute hacken die Bonim auf sehr little, losen auf dem großen Heuvel. But in that terrible moment, the sons are stopping to sing their song, and they let the heuvel that you told me what it is, and I don't know already.
Well, it's like a cap. It's hard to know what it is.
The cap, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cap.
Yeah.
Geben etwas a Zieh hinter der Maschine und die unterste aufgefrorene Deck fällt darauf zurück. Auf früher dicken Ort über die Räder. So now, nor is there in that terrible moment, the sons stop their song and they let loose of the big cap, and they pull it behind the machine, and the lower the lower cover that had been traveling, it falls again into its former place above the wheels. Seit von Kasten rücken sich a Reus wie a größer Schuflad. A side of the box, it moves out like a big Schuflad.
Shovel,
Drawer,
like a
a
shovel.
drawer.
Yes, the drawer of the
Yeah, I know. I know. Okay.
This is quite a machine,
Und
yeah?
von Schuflad,
yeah.
schleppen der Tate mit die Bonnen Marois, a vierkantigen und langen Stück Paklie, abgekantigt wie a Päckl Tee.
Mhm.
And here from the drawer, the father and the sons are carrying out.
They're dragging out.
Yeah, thank you, dragging. Yeah, dragging out a four-angled and a long piece of hemp. That is cut off or in it formed like a bag of tea.
Mhm. Mhm.
No schwer muss sein, but heavy.
It must be heavy.
Heavy, yeah, it must be heavy. Von die früher ungeheure Wette leichte Penke is a Zinn geworden Blei. From this former overworked.
Unworked.
What were you saying?
The former unprocessed.
When it was raw, when the hemp was raw.
Oh,
From
okay.
the earlier raw, light hemp.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay. Yeah, okay. Leichte Penke is a Zinn geworden Blei. Shiny. Shiny.
It's now become
hemp
like
stem.
lead.
A shiny hemp stem it became more grayish, black.
No, it's become like lead. Heavy
Like
as
lead,
lead.
yeah. Lead gray, right. Waarom drei places trocken ihm ab und a Seid und 6 Hemd ziehen ihm über mit einem ungedrehten Sack, was passt sich dem gepressten Stück wie a Zichele zu a Kischen.
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Because,
comparison.
yeah, 3 bags, places, 3 bags are carrying him on the side, and 6 arms are pulling it with a ready
Prepared.
a ready sack.
Yes.
Yeah,
Prepared.
that is suitable that is, yeah, that is suitable for that pressed piece, like a pillowcase to a pillow. Moschkes scharfe Egelach, der Senna viele Leben die ungelegte, gepresste Sticker Paklie, a kneilich Spagat und im Kneilechl steckt a große Sacknodel, upon ihm auf zu vernähen die halb offene Säck, eider man schickt sie weg kein Ausland.
Mhm.
Okay, so where was I? Okay. Moishke's sharp eyes, so even the pieces, the pressed pieces of hemp, that near close to the pieces of the hemp, there were small balls. A kneiliger spagat. Spagat is a cord with small balls.
A small ball of cord.
It's more. I see. Okay, a small ball of cord. It's okay. And in the small ball, there sticks out a big what you sew with
A needle.
A needle, a
Needle.
a
needle.
needle, yeah.
A sack of needles.
A sack of needle.
No, not a sack of needles. It's a-
Sacknodel. I think it's a needle for sacks.
sacks, yeah.
For sacks, yes.
Yeah,
A certain kind of needle that's used for that.
Oh,
Upon him
okay.
af zu vernähen die halboffenen Säck. Apparently, in order to sew up the half opened
Before
sack.
they send it out. Out of the
Yeah,
country.
before they are being sent abroad. Und kach habe, and that's how it was. In a hübscher Weile herum, wenn es kleben sich on etliche Päcklach, klappt dore die große Augen on in a Fenster, on in Fenster von Stub. Kum kommst da raus. And that's how it was. In a considerable minute, a considerable minute later, when after he already after a few packages were put together, and Borer, the big eyes, knocks on the window of the house and he says, "Come over here." A Weibele in a geweitelten Tichel auf dem Kopf kommt raus und nähen die offene Seiten von die Päck. So a little wife
Mhm.
in a tichel, in a kerchief, I couldn't find in the dictionary.
Floral.
In a floral,
Floral.
and very colorful. And the
Mm.
whole scene is very colorful. The little girl
Yeah,
is
that's colorful.
and
Okay,
the wife
okay.
is colorful.
Okay. She goes out and she starts sewing up the side, the open sides of the packages. Der Spagat zieht on die Säck und gleicht sie aus über die eckige Seiten von der gepressten Paklie. The rod pulls the sacks and straighten them out and straightens out above or above the
See, the sides of the sack, it straightens them
sides
out.
okay, von der gepresste of the pressed hemp. Ziehen ist das Weißdeutsch great wegzufahren in die weite Länder rein. Now it looks like that now it is all ready to travel into the distant lands.
Well,
Okay.
Kommt unser Mazel Tov, which was a very difficult reading, and we did very well, and even understood a little bit. Marcia, maybe you want to end it here?